Hey, this is Boris. I'm developing two open source graphics tools called VGC Illustration and VGC Animation. And in this video, I'm going to show you what I've done so far. Alright, so let's see what happened in March. I'll start by sharing some great news, and then I'll talk about the undo, redo, save, and open features. And finally, I'll show some drawings made with VGC Illustration. So yeah, first of all, I've been awarded the 2017 Alain Fournier Award for Best Canadian Computer Graphics PhD dissertation. What this means is that the scientific community clearly recognizes that the work I'm doing in VGC is an important step forward in the field. I quote, "Vector graphics is a core technology at the heart of many well-established drawing tools and other software. While vector graphics geometry can be edited with relative ease, the support for topological changes has been very limited so far. Dalstein's beautifully illustrated dissertation raises the community's attention to this important problem and presents insightful solutions built on top of mathematically rigorous foundations." So this recognition should bring a lot of exposure to this project, which is great, and even more so than as a result of the award, I'm invited to give a 30-minute presentation of my work at the Graphics Interface Conference in Toronto on May 9. Oh, and by the way, the PhD dissertation for which I'm given the award can be freely downloaded at this link, which I'm going to put down below as well. So it's quite technical, but you might enjoy to read the introduction chapter and the history of vector graphics chapter. Okay, so let's talk about VGC features now. So I've been making some progress in implementing undo, redo, save, and open features, although actually none of them are finished yet, so I still have to work more on them. So the first important decision was the file format. Like in VPaint, I decided to use XML files to save the documents. I took some time to carefully consider whether to use XML or JSON, or maybe a custom file format like USD that they use at Pixar. But at the end of the day, I decided to stick with XML, mostly for its ability to be embedded in a HTML web page. However, the issue with XML in our use case, and the reason why I was kind of reluctant to use it, is that it's not great to represent animated data. For example, in SVG, if you consider this rectangle and you'd like to animate its X and Y attribute, then you need to add child elements like so. Not only this is verbose, memory inefficient, and has poor performance, but in my opinion, it doesn't even make sense semantically. So this is why I decided to design a new syntax to animate attributes, which would look more like this. In other words, attributes are animated in place by specifying keyframes where the attribute is defined. So I'm gonna leave the exact specifications of this syntax for later, since I'm not going to implement animation before a few months anyway, but I just wanted to make sure that the choice of XML wouldn't be a problem for later. Okay, and finally, in order to implement undo and redo efficiently, I need to find a good way to represent this XML document in memory. So I had to take some time to carefully read the W3C XML DOM specifications, and I started to implement a version of these specifications, but with a few little differences. The reason for this difference is that in animation, you might have hundreds of thousands of strokes, and XML DOM wasn't really designed for real-time editing of so many XML elements, so we need to do something slightly different. Alright, let's stop being technical and just show some drawings I made with VGC Illustration a few weeks ago. Oh, and by the way, you remember that bug I mentioned in the last video about the ugly end of strokes? So I finally fixed this bug, so now the strokes look good, even the end of them. Alright, that's it for this month. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Hey, just one more thing. If you like this project, make sure to subscribe to this channel and check out my TP or Patreon page, whose links are in the description of this video. As a sponsor, you'd get early access to video reports such as this one, you'd get exclusive access to more content, but more importantly, this is how you can pre-order license keys for VGC illustration and VGC animation. Since I'm working full-time on this project now, this is my only source of revenue, so as you can imagine, this is very important for me. Anyway, thanks for watching again, share if you like, and see you soon.